Politics have no limit, ladies and gentlemen. From Raila Tosha to I am going to vie for presidency. Two events with a question. Yesterday, the National Executive Council of Wiper Party was meeting at the Wiper House in Karen. After that meeting, they walked out and they met journalists. Chirau Ali Mwakwere was addressing journalists, then he was asked two questions. One was on the fate of NASA, the fate of Oka, a question he could not answer. Secondly, he was asked whether why Kalonzo Musyoka was not attending that meeting and why Kalonzo Musyoka has been missing in Azimio rallies. Chirau Ali Mwakwere mentioned to the journalists that as of Wiper Party, the position of Wiper Party is that Kalonzo Musyoka is still going to vie for presidency. And he has not told his party, because he was given that mandate by NDC, he has not met the delegates and mentioned or maybe explained to them why or whether he's not going to be on ballot. Deliberately, Kalonzo Musyoka was missing in that meeting. And one thing I know is this is politics, pure politics. Kalonzo Musyoka deliberately was in Kitui and he was just trying to dodge. By the way, I think after I commented here that Kalonzo Musyoka was not to be allowed to be addressed by journalists because journalists have a soft spot for him, I'm told nowadays, if you want to seek clarification from him, you cannot reach him. He has given his phone to the communication handlers around him. Then when he was reached, did not respond. But that is incident number one. Number two, the day before yesterday, that was the 29th, Kalonzo Musyoka held a closed-door meeting with Jimmy Kibaki, who is also a political player in this general election. But as all this is happening, he's been missing in Azimio rallies. So the question has been, where is he? Today, the 31st of March, I think President and Raila saw it wise to convene an urgent meeting with Kalonzo Musyoka, preferably in a neutral place, not even in State House, not even at Kalonzo's residence or Raila's residence, to make sure that they can meet Kalonzo on the issues that have been arising. So that meeting was urgent. It happened today, the 31st of March. One thing you need to take from Kalonzo is that he's so composed. And I think the way he's so comfortable, he keeps on saying that there is still time, let's not do things in a haste. That doesn't augur well with Raila Odinga and his campaign secretariat, because according to them, they always wanted things to be moving. But that is not in isolation, because even Gideon Moi has been missing in active Azimio campaigns. In my understanding, the fact that Gideon and Kalonzo have been missing and Gideon is also been missing tells me that Uhuru Kenyatta knows what is going on. Gideon and Uhuru Kenyatta are this way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Kalonzo has been very cozy with Uhuru of late. So I want to believe that there is nothing like more of a crack, but there are issues to be addressed. Now, in this video, I want us to divulge the details of that meeting, things that can be at the center of that meeting. Not hypothetical, but of course we will try to use just the recent observations that we've been making in the political space. I want to humbly request you, as we go to that step, that bit, kindly subscribe to our channel and also click the notification bell. When we publish these videos, you will always be notified. Remember, on the flip side, at the tail end of this video, I have a dossier from Junet Mohammed on the impeachment. That is just a flip side of this analysis. So make sure you watch till the end. Now, one, remember I mentioned here that when Karua joined Raila Odinga, that meeting Kalonzo Musyoka was supposed to join, was supposed to be part of that meeting, but he didn't know. Now, this is what is sitting uncomfortable with Kalonzo. The deep state hands in Karua's entry in Azimio. Because Raila did not inform Kalonzo and the Gideon Moi team the entry of Martha Karua. In fact, they were just told the same day. Now, I wanted to refer to the photo. I think I should get it for you. This photo here. This is the photo when Martha Karua was walking to where they were going to do the press conference and in Serena. And that, if you look at that, the people that were around Martha Karua, Raila Odinga strategic presidential team. And of course, there was a meeting between Raila and Martha Karua, between the two of them. Now, Kalonzo is uncomfortable because if you look at CSK Macharia and the team that was there were some hands of deep state into that Karua entry. So what Kalonzo wants to understand is, what is the stake of Karua? Why were they not informed? Because remember, Kalonzo, Gideon, and Martha Karua are together. So if Raila was to bring Martha Karua, Kalonzo needs an explanation on what is the plan. What is the plan there? The reason why there is needed is because the entry of Martha Karua also complicated the running mate arithmetic. Kalonzo have always insisted that he wanted the running mate position, number one. Number two, he wanted the Azimio Oka. Is it Azimio One Kenya? So Azimio One Kenya will be presidential candidate, then One Kenya will be the running mate. I don't know whether that One Kenya still exists. But that is what he is insisting. So I want to believe, number one, this issue of Karua around Raila is at the center of this. And what also Kalonzo wants to understand is there the hands of President Uhuru Kenyatta in Martha Karua's entry? I want to say yes. Before Raila even signed that, remember initially we had mentioned that Raila have a soft spot for Martha Karua as a running mate, pulling the gender card, and Martha Karua was more closely and very unconditional support to Raila Odinga. So that is something that is number one. Number two, and this is what is bringing this meeting. Kalonzo met Jimmy Kibaki on 29th. That was on, today is Thursday, that is on Tuesday. Jimmy Kibaki have an alliance known as Kenya Yetu. That alliance was targeting Martha Karua before Martha Karua joined Raila Odinga. That alliance did not have a presidential candidate. I think one thing you need to agree is the president have access to each and every politician's inroads in this country. Whatever, even if Kalonzo meets Jimmy, if president calls Jimmy, asks Jimmy, what are you doing? What is going on? Jimmy will likely tell president. So, what I feel here is there is a speculation that Kalonzo is trying to get cozy with Jimmy Kibaki so that in any case he will have to leave the Azimio deal. He will form a third force. And maybe then negotiate post-election. Because that alliance do not have a presidential candidate. That they do not have, but it has around 31 counties. Almost 30 parties, this briefcase parties, if you allow me to say that. These small parties. So, Kalonzo maybe will work with them, adopt and be their flag bearer, and with that, maybe work towards making a third force. And I want to believe these two, especially these two in terms of why, because that meeting happened on Tuesday, then on Wednesday, the Wiper NEC was saying that Kalonzo is on ballot. They have not yet said, they have not yet agreed. They don't know of that agreement that Kalonzo is not going to be on ballot. So I want to believe that that is one of the things that is the center of that meeting. I would want to maybe think of power sharing, because the question that have been there is, why is Kalonzo not in Azimio campaigns? Why is, even if the reintegration has not been done, between him, his team, and Raila Odinga's campaign secretariat. Why is he not campaigning for Raila Odinga himself? The way we saw him and Gideon Moi doing in Tharaka Nithi, that is the only campaign they did. After Tharaka Nithi, they have never been somewhere. So why is he not been? I think that what Kalonzo wants is, sure, and for the I think let me give him the benefit of doubt that he really wants to know what is in for that. When he mentioned that he doesn't know what he has signed, what he was simply saying, and he mentioned that there is nothing agreed until it's agreed. So what I know is they have not yet had in terms of power sharing model, the running mate, the positions, and the power sharing even include, I want to tie this with the party zoning that he's been calling for. He was calling for Azimio, not other Azimio affiliate parties, not to field candidates in Ukambani. And that is why he had an altercation with Charity Ngilu, because Charity Ngilu's party is also from Ukambani. But he was calling for Ukambani exclusively to be left for Wiper. Understand? So I believe this meeting is also to crunch on a watertight power sharing deal between Raila, Kalonzo, Uhuru, and bit of the rest of the team. This is something that is there. And it will include maybe in the position of the running mate. His stand is he really wants that running mate. And I think, according to what I feel, is in the event that isn't going to be the running mate, is likely to work out. That is there. Now, number 4, I think Kalonzo is demanding integration in the campaign secretariat. Integration in this context means even the resources. Remember, there is a question on why Raila's latest campaigns have not been we've not been seeing the vibrant Azimio stage setup and all that. And of course, I think they are working on the imaging. They are working on the imaging. And reintegration is very critical because there must be conformity. Now, there must be a conformity in terms of what Raila is saying, what Kalonzo is going to say, and what the others, like between Raila and Martha Karua, the conformity worked because Martha Karua brought in the comradeship, the fact that they've been part of the struggle for all along in 1990s. So, and I think you saw Martha Karua referring to Raila as a comrade. So, with Martha Karua, the conformity is there. But then reintegration of Kalonzo is still not sure. There are two things that are most likely in Kalonzo's mind. He is likely to go with Raila and support Raila, saying that we've been in the struggle for long, let's compete it together. Or he might be in the campaign trail saying that I am supporting you, you will support me next time. And I want to believe that also I think Kalonzo is demanding a public pronouncement of his support by Raila Odinga, like what Uhuru and Ruto did in the Kumi Yangu Kumi Yako. Maybe he's also demanding that in the eye of transparency, he's asking that, yes, I'm going to support you, but in the rallies, you should always tell Kenyans that next is Kalonzo Musyoka. So that in the event that is not going to happen, in the event there is another betrayal, they will maybe have the rebuttal. That is something that is likely to be playing out. I don't know, but someone is also talking about BBI, whether BBI is also bit of it, but Ruto has also been making forays in Kalonzo, and it's highly likely possible that Ruto is still pursuing Kalonzo Musyoka. And so this meeting, they're just trying to streamline things, make sure that Kalonzo do not move that way. Now, that's, ladies and gentlemen, my intel on that meeting. I gave you, on the flip side, over the impeachment, Junet Mohammed, who is a Raila closest ally, saying that after the general election 2017, Ruto approached Raila and he felt like president was betraying him, so he wanted Raila team to marshal 100 members, then Ruto would marshal the members from Jubilee. Then from that end, the opposition, which is now the Raila team, was to go and send send a motion to the National Assembly to impeach the president, and they were supposed to be paid some cash. But the plan was intercepted by a minister from Nyanza. I think, maybe, I don't know, by then a minister from Nyanza, I think maybe it was Rachel or someone who was asking them what they want to do. But again, in that deal, Raila to be deputy president, and Raila refused. So that's how the deal did not go on. That is the latest from that impeachment saga that is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're looking at Kalonzo. What do you think? Kalonzo cannot make a good deputy for Raila. My personal opinion. This is why he mentioned that after general election, immediately he will start doing what Ruto is doing. He will start campaigning for president. That is not someone that can deliver with Raila Odinga. So, personally, that's my personal opinion. But then, what do you think? That's my opinion. But I wish I'm wrong.